I'm Julian, and today we'll explore how the rise of Web3 is transforming content creators into powerful pioneers of the digital age. It wasn't too long ago that the term content creator wasn't even a part of our vocabulary. The rise of content creators as a prominent cultural and economic force is a relatively recent phenomenon. Just a couple of decades ago, the internet was a vastly different place. There were no social media platforms as we know them today, and the idea of someone making a living by creating online content was unheard of. Then came social media. Platforms like Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok emerged, transforming the way we connect, share, and consume content. With the birth of these platforms, anyone with an internet connection suddenly had the power to become a content creator. You didn't need a fancy studio or connections in the entertainment industry. All you needed was an idea and a camera. The beauty of social media was its democratization of content creation. Viral videos and influencers started to dominate the online landscape, and fame was no longer reserved for a selected few. This was a pivotal moment in the rise of content creators. They were ordinary people doing extraordinary things, and their audiences loved it. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Content creators faced challenges. Social media companies held the reins, and with that power came decisions about what content was allowed and how creators were compensated. Creators often found themselves at the mercy of algorithms and corporate policies. Their income could vanish overnight due to a policy change, and their content could be taken down without warning. This has led to frustration among content creators who feel they have little say in their own fate. The centralized nature of these platforms means they have the final say on what's acceptable and what's not. It's a one-size-fits-all approach that doesn't always work. But this is about to change sooner than later with Web3. Here's where it gets exciting. Web3. It's a term you've probably heard buzzing around, and it's supposed to disrupt the status quo. Web3 is all about decentralization, which means power is shifting from centralized entities to the community. Imagine a world where content creators have more control over their work, where decisions aren't made in boardrooms but by the users themselves. In the world of Web3, decentralized platforms will be emerging. These platforms prioritize transparency, censorship resistance, and fair compensation. Content creators can publish their work without fear of arbitrary takedowns, and they can be fairly compensated through cryptocurrency and NFTs with decentralized blockchain. It's a whole new ballgame. So, how does decentralization turn the tables, putting power back where it belongs, in the hands of individuals? So far, social media platforms, search engines, and e-commerce giants controlled our data, monetizing our every click and move. Blockchain, the driving force behind decentralization, breaks down these digital fortresses. It's a network of trust that's rewriting the rules. In a centralized world, your data, your content, your identity, they belong to corporations. But in this new era of decentralization, ownership returns to you. In the centralized model, platforms dictated your destiny. But with decentralization, you're in control. Your content, your rules. In other words, you own a full ownership of your content and you set your own policies and rules for your content. Now creators have to go through middlemen, be it streaming platforms, galleries, or publishers. These middlemen took a substantial cut, leaving creators with only a fraction of their hard-earned income. Through blockchain, direct monetization is possible without Google and Facebook's rules to divide a large amount of shares of your income for your content, because the transactions will be done directly between the content creators and their audiences, excluding the middlemen. You might think that it's too naive to believe that the giants of the social media world will easily relinquish their power. But it would be great to remember that it wasn't too long ago that Facebook and Instagram started sharing their revenue, only recently in response to the rise of TikTok. And TikTok, in return, launched this creators fund to compete with YouTube and Instagram. The truth is, transitions in the digital landscape often begin with disruptive newcomers. Remember how TikTok burst onto the social media scene, catching everyone by surprise. The shift to Web3 might not start from the big tech giants. They face numerous barriers in adopting blockchain technology. But just as TikTok revolutionized social media, we can expect a new player, fully integrated with Web3, to change everything. Picture a platform where content creators have unprecedented control, where the community has a say in governance, and where content is not just data, but an asset. It's worth noting that when disruption happens, the landscape shifts. Social media giants reevaluate their policies and revenue sharing structures with content creators. Just as Facebook and Instagram adapted in the face of competition, we can anticipate that more established platforms will evolve too, adapting to the new Web3 model. Now, here's what makes the Web3 era even more mind-blowing. It's not just about separate platforms anymore. It's about the birth of the metaverse. You see, today we use Amazon, Google, Apple, and Facebook as separate platforms. But in the Web3 era, these platforms will seamlessly interconnect. Imagine a world where every internet platform becomes a metaverse, and these metaverses are all interconnected. It's like stepping into one vast interconnected universe where you can transition between Amazon's marketplace, Google's knowledge, Apple's revolutionary devices, and Facebook's social media without missing a bit. In the Web3 era, The walls between these digital domains will crumble. Your identity and access will transcend platforms. This isn't just about Amazon, Google, Apple, or Facebook. It's about the birth of an interconnected digital ecosystem where the boundaries of the internet disappear. This is possible because every single online platform will be based on blockchain and they will utilize cryptocurrencies, NFTs, and tokenized content running on the blockchain. When this wave starts and all platforms, including big tech social media, start to adopt blockchain into their ecosystems, it's going to be unstoppable because blockchain is not controllable or stoppable by a single centralized body. Once the wave of the changes started, everything on the internet will be seamlessly connected. In Web3 era, every content creator will have their own brand token. These tokens represent not just content, but an entire brand, a digital identity. And fans will start to invest in content creators' futures through the content creators' brand tokens. Imagine a digital realm where every content creator becomes a brand and every fan an investor in their favorite creators' futures. Let's say you watch the creator's video on YouTube. You may be compensated with both YouTube token and the content creator's brand token. When you engage with a creator's content, you're not just a viewer. You're an investor in their journey. B creator's brand token will be exchangeable with C creator's brand token, and B creator's content and brand goods tokenized as an NFT will be exchangeable with C creator's brand token. These brand tokens will be deeply incorporated with one or multiple metaverse platforms. This new ecosystem will be unstoppable because the big tech social media platforms are already incorporated with blockchain, inspired by blockchain native new rising stars. Once blockchain is incorporated, it is inevitable that content creators issue their own tokens and NFTs and communicate directly with their fans because no big tech can control blockchain. In the world of Web3, direct monetization isn't just about direct transactions. It's about building bonds. Creators can engage more closely with their audience, nurturing a community of loyal supporters. Creators and fans become a tight-knit family. And success isn't just individual, it's shared. Creators and communities grow together. So what you need to do now is creating a YouTube channel and TikTok account and starting uploading anything. These days, even dogs and cats have their YouTube channels. There's no reason why you shouldn't have your YouTube channel. Prepare for the future. Thank you for joining me today on this exciting exploration of the future. If you found this glimpse into the Web3 era inspiring, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more visionary insights. The revolution for content creators has only just begun, and you're a part of it. Together, we'll usher in a new era where creativity knows no bounds.